Yes guys, welcome to RGHandhelds once again. Thank you for joining us. Today we're checking out Anbernic's latest handheld, which is the RG Nano, which is a micro handheld, as you all know. It comes in 3 colors. We're going to check an unboxing on that. I'm going to show you a couple of firmwares that you can run on it other than the stock OS. They've kindly gave me the official case for it, which I think is pretty cool. Very nice case. Quickly show you that before we go ahead. Very nice little case, and it will protect your device. And we'll be comparing it to some other devices for size comparison. So let's just put that out of the way. I just quickly want to go through the specs of the device. If you can just quickly see here, you'll see this is the RG Nano. So you have a screen of 1.5 inch IPS 240 by 240. It's got the Allwinner V3s, which is the same processor as the FunKey OS and the PowerKey Q36. So you could use their firmwares directly on the device as well. The CPU is obviously the Cortex A7 1.2 GHz. And it still has that 64 megabyte of DDR2. Storage is via external SD card. I'm pretty sure it supports up to 512 gigabytes of external SD card. And the battery has been up to 1050 milliamp, which is quite a big jump from the FunKey battery. So you're going to find better battery life on the device. And just quickly bringing up a Discord, this is the actual offer. You can see there the offer is going to be $65.99 retail dollars, and then $59.99 is the pre-order for the first 48 hours. So if you're looking to buy one, guys, get in quick to get that offer. So that is the specs, the lowdown on the specs there. Next, we're going to get this unboxed and just see what it can do and compare it to a couple of other devices. Like I've shown you the case already, which I think is pretty cool. The device itself comes with a manual. This is the manual, straightforward, the usual stuff. The boxing, just quickly, they're the 3 colors, this being the red, or they call it Magneta. Nothing else on the box apart from the usual. Nothing around there or there. It's just quickly, you get the keyring in the box. Nice little, it's actually quite a hefty keyring. Looks like that won't break in a hurry. Pretty decent, sturdy, thick keyring. And obviously you're going to have the Type-C cable in this, the usual Type-C cable that will charge the device. You won't take that out. And we'll just put that aside and get this unwrapped. While we're doing that, let's just load it up and I'll show you around the device. You can see it's just booting up there. So this is the RG Nano, guys. Just want to say a huge thanks to Wildly for sending this sample out to me, and Anbernic Maxu, thank you for a great device. I think it's really nice. First impressions when I held it in my hand, it really felt premium. It does feel premium, much better than the FunKey and better than the Q36. So let's just bring over the Q36 and let's bring over a FunKey. We've got a couple of FunKeys, we've got a couple of these to just compare. I mean, these are the ones that run FunKey OS. So I'm comparing it to these. So you can see a size comparison there. This is a lot, obviously, wider. This is taller. And the FunKey, once it's opened, you can see there. That's the size comparison, guys. Thickness. So a little bit thicker, but I find the buttons on Anbernic's better. I don't know why these feel quite hard to press. very thin, and I even prefer the buttons on the Anbernic over this, because I find the buttons are a little bit bigger than both of these, so they're more comfortable to use. And I also find the D-pad is more comfortable to use on this than these two, so that is a big bonus. We got the Pico device here, which is pretty similar to the Q36, which is a very cool device size comparison to that. A Game Box Mini, which is a very cool ESP32 handheld. Your little thummy, tiny little thummy, which I'll open the box and you can see it. It is really small, guys. You can probably, just for the fun of it, hang it off here as a keychain, which would be pretty cool, don't you think? A nano in a nano. Anyway, that's thummy, guys. Sega Game Gear. There you go. Probably about the same. No, a little less taller than the Game Gear, but obviously it's wider, and Game Gear looks to be a bit thicker. So that's the Game Gear. Game & Watch, probably about the same size in height, but obviously Game & Watch is a lot bigger. Ardu Boy, the FX version, obviously it's a lot thinner, but it's again taller. Screen size is smaller as well. Trim UI, obviously a lot bigger, guys. You can see the difference in screen as well. The first Trim UI Model S. There you go, guys. Same again, more or less the same as the Trim UI S. And last but not least, that's Miu Mini. A lot smaller than the Miu Mini. You can see there, guys, thickness as well. So that is a quick comparison to all the devices out there, guys. The ones that I felt that should be compared to. So this is Anbernic's custom, shall we say, FunKey OS, because it actually has a clock on it, which I think is pretty cool. Let's just go around the device. Your speakers here, start and select. Like Russ in Retro Game Corps, he said about the buttons quite high up, and these are quite up, but you know, they do feel good. I do like the D-pad, it feels good as well, and so do the buttons. Start and select buttons. It's got RTC built in. That's your speaker at the bottom. You got a micro SD card slot just here. That's your power button, guys. Shoulder buttons, R and L, that's all you have. And I think they're pretty cool. They're nice and clicky. They feel much better than the FunKeys, FunKey ones for sure. And they actually feel better than PowerKiddy's one. The FunKey ones I don't really like at all, because I find sometimes the left gets stuck on here. I don't know why, and it don't feel as good, as clicky as these do. But I have to say, of all the devices I've shown you for premiumness, the only one that even comes close for premium is probably this device, my Pico device. It's all metal. I really do like it. For premiumness, you know, this is the one to own of all the devices, and I'm really liking it. It's growing on me, this device. It's just pure class quality. That little hump on the back makes it actually feel comfortable in the hand. I presume it's for that extra battery. You can see the specs. I'll just show you quickly on the back, so you can see there, 1050 milliamp LiPo, 3.7 volts. Rating is 5 volt 4 watt. A LiPo battery in there, guys. So you're presented with a clock. To start it, I presume you press start, as you do, and then you're presented with the OS, Game Boy, and so on. We won't look into too many games, as I still want to show you the other OSs that you can put on here. And the only difference that I can see is the clock feature, guys, in the OSs. Anbernic stock OS. So you've got Game Gear, Master System, Mega Drive. We could quickly just play up Sonic the Hedgehog just to show you guys how it runs. There you go. And I find it more comfortable to play than the FunKey for sure. Definitely. I'm gonna quite like this device just to have it in the car, take it to work, for portability, just something to have my games on when I want to have a quick blast of you know, a game. You can see it's running pretty smooth. I mean, this is not the 60 Hertz firmware, it's just the normal one. And to exit out, you simply press this side button and it presents you with some options like brightness and so on. What we do want to do quickly is just pump up that volume. You can change the aspect ratio as well. There you go. And what we want to do is just quickly get out of here and exit game. So that was just some quick Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis, you see there. You also have Turbo Graphics links. You have some Neo Geo. They did provide me with a 128 gig card, guys. This was purely for media consumption and testing, so I presume there's a few PlayStation games on here as well. I suppose we can quickly check out a game and see how it runs. See if we can quickly start up a game on here. Because I know Russ had a few issues with PS1 emulation. It was a bit laggy. So we can quickly get into a race here. Maybe I should try a different game because I know there's a few options in that one. It will take a while. But you have quite a few other games here ready to boot up. So these are PlayStation games. Quite a few on there. What else do we have? Game Boy, back to Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Gear. Game Gear works well on here, fits the screen very nicely. Our system, and back to the Genesis. So looking at the device, we did discover a few things. So you have the official stock FunKey OS, and then you have Anbernic's stock OS, which is basically the FunKey OS, but with their own like clock and other changes they may have made that we don't know about. And then you have another custom firmware made by another developer who actually helped me try and get it working, because his custom firmware supports 60 Hertz. I found out it does not boot on here. I was just getting a blank screen, so he quickly sent over me an updated version. He goes by the name of Drum78 on Discords. You'll find him online. Thanks and a big props to you for helping me on this. We finally got it working, so that's what I'm going to show you, is the other firmwares to boot on this device. So this is Anbernic's firmware that I've shown. I'm just going to quickly power down to show you how to power down. You just select it and that will power down. Let's pop out the memory card. Pretty simply out there. I'll put that on the side. What we're going to boot now is the original FunKey OS made by FunKey themselves. This is the official stock firmware. It does boot up, as you can see. It's running at 50 Hz, that's why it boots up. And you can see it's very similar to the Anbernic but without the clock. One thing I did forget to show you on the Anbernic's stock is the G menu. So you simply press aside and you want to boot into set G menu launcher, and then you'll see
at the front door.
there you go. So this is the FunKey G menu interface, which you can boot games directly from here as well if you prefer that G menu 2x. And you can see on here Anbernic's shows 2x2. You can see on this one it's 3x3, because I know someone pointed that out, saying that the resolution doesn't look too good. It's only got 2 rows, but you can see clearly there you can set it to 3. You can even set it more than that. You simply do it, I know you do it from the menu here, and you can select the amount of rows, length and vertical that you can choose. One thing I did notice is the D-pad, like Russ has mentioned, it has a little gap. I mean, not too disturbing, it's not too bad, but I actually like the D-pad on here. It's pretty decent for playing the odd games. I mean, you're not going to get 100% you know, accuracy with it, but I think it's better than the Q36 and the actual FunKey. And so are these buttons. I really do like the buttons, they work well. You got a lanyard hole there, so you can put on your stuff. You got your Allen keys if you want to open the device. Pretty decent device. So that is G menu 2x, guys. So when you want to go back, you simply launch set launcher retro FE, and that is the original FunKey OS. So like I was saying, you have a guy called Drummer who does development for the OS, and he's made his own edits you know, to the firmware, and he activated 60 frames per second. That made quite a bit of difference to the smoothness of the device, but unfortunately that will not work on here. So what he did for me, he reverted back to 50 Hz, and I finally got it going. So that's what I'm going to show you now. This is Drummer's custom firmware applied, but with the 50 Hz drop back, whereas you can actually activate the 60 Hz on the Power Kitty, and it works pretty fine on here, 60 Hz, but it will not work on here. I have asked Anbernic to see if they can get him a development device, so maybe he can investigate as to why it won't work, and maybe he might get it working. So fingers crossed with that. So this is basically the custom firmware. Let me just make sure I did get the right SD card here. Yes. So this is the custom firmware. I just want to change the theme. You can simply change the theme by, I'll show you the theme. So it's set to classic, and all you do is, let me just go back, sorry. Click on that and then you select your theme. I think I normally have it on Retro Decks. Let's just, yeah, let's try Retro Decks. Oh no, that's not the one. See if we can get the right theme. FunKey Classic Flat. TFT. Emulation Station is also on here, guys. So it gives you that emulation station look, which is pretty cool. Let's see what we can do here. Set theme. What else do we? Retrodex, FunKey. So there's only a few themes on here. Let's stick to Retrodex for now. So this is actually the custom firmware, guys, as you can see. These are the systems, links, PlayStation, Game Boy Color, and so on. Let me just double check, because I think the memory card, make sure it is the right one. 32 gig. I think I may have got a mixed, guys. Let's soon find out. Yes, I believe this is the actual custom drummer's firmware, as I had it set on this theme. So the last one was the stock FunKey one. The one before this, that was the stock one. This is the custom one made by Drummer, and he's made his own edits and put like ports and systems on here. You can see what I mean right here when I show you some extra systems. We could play a few of them games. So you got this, you have the CPS 1, 2 and 3, you have Doom. Let's quickly fire up Doom, and this allows you to play any of your WADs. Let's go back. You'd have to find the game folder first, whatever that is. Quake. CPS Doom, there you are. Doom WAD. Should fire up Doom. Resume game, yes. And you can resume. You can see it's running really smooth here, guys. And I really like actually playing on here with this. It's pretty damn fast, if you ask me. You can see there. Let me just put the volume up. There you go. Just so you can hear it, that there is volume on here. And I can quite nicely control the device. I'm not mispressing too much. And you can go faster than this if you hold down that. It gets ridiculously too fast. So that is Doom, guys. I just want to show you won't get this on the stock OS. You'd have to obviously get support with the Drummer's one. What else have you got on here? So you got Final Burn Alpha, you got some MAME as well, you got some Neo Geo, you got some Pico. I suppose we can just quickly check out some Pico as well. Let's find that Pico folder. It's down here, there you go. Let's try and play something that we know. Celeste. Yeah, there's quite a few in here actually. Let's try the old classic. So let's go ahead, and I know you can change the ratio by pressing a button somewhere. Was it selecting down or something? Nope. Definitely you can change the ratio, but I just haven't figured it out yet, which I will do. You can make the screen bigger, but definitely plays all Pico games at full screen. You got some Pokemon Mini on here. You got some Quake. So if you guys like your Quake, let's see if we can find this Quake down the bottom. We even have Quake 2 on here. Not sure what's going to start it. Maybe that. Yep. There you go, guys. Running really nice on here. We'll just play the demo because I know it works 100%. How cool is that to have Quake running on it? And you just exit this way. What else do we have? Quake 2. Let's just check that then. See how Quake 2 runs on here. Start pack 1, sorry. No instant play. You can see it's running nice there, guys. Just to prove you it does work. There you go, guys. So I think one of these you hold down to go up and down. There you go, that one. And they're all mapped. That's pretty decent, guys, pretty decent. So that is Quake. Let's see if we can exit that the normal way. There you go. We've got some Scum VM, Virtual Boy, and back to Capcom. So those are like different, more extra added systems. And then you have native games, which is pretty cool. One of my most favorite ones here. Let's see if we can get it quickly into this. Cannonball. And change that view. Love this game, guys, love it. You can see it's running pretty decent on here. Very playable. And very smooth. Whoa. I'm sure you guys all know this game. You can change the view on it like I'm doing there. So that is Cannonball, guys. Don't want to get too into that. You got Crafty, which is a Minecraft clone. Dinosaur. Duke and Nukem. It's going to be a popular one with the guys. So guys, you would have to provide all your own files to get these working. The firmware does not come with any of these files, so just so that you know that, guys. Very smooth, very fast. Loving it. You can see there's no lag, there's no slowdown. Like I say, drummer is the man. This firmware is pretty cool, and that's why I'll use it. So that is that, guys. I'm sure you enjoyed that. Let's see how to exit this one. There you go. So we're out of there. You got this keyboards. Rick Dangerous. I won't play them all. You got Sonic 2. Robo Blast as well. 2. Super Mario 64. You got Terrence. WWVV, what it's called, Wolfenstein. So we will check out a couple more, and you know we're gonna have to check out Mario 64 just because to prove that it works and runs on here. Hope you're enjoying this video, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know what you think of the RG Nano. Will you be getting one? Will you be getting all the colors? What do you like about it? I mean, I'm telling you straight, it's much better than the FunKey and the Q36. That's my opinion, but others may have different opinions. And the screen is quite nice. It looks like it's laminated OCA screen on there. Let's just quickly get into a game on this. N64, guys. This is the decompiled version I'm playing here. So again, files you have to provide yourself. There you go. And you can see it's running pretty decent on the device. Very playable. Try and get in a bit closer for you guys. Like I say, once we figure out the 60 Hz mod, if it will work on this device, if Drummer does get it going, that'll be a bonus because it will smooth out quite a few games. But man, this plays smooth as it is. As you can see, guys, running very nice. Perfectly playable with the controls. It's not too fiddly or anything. Quite like it actually. So that is Mario 64, guys, coming out of there very quickly. Exit the game. So I've showed you Anbernic's stock OS. I've showed you the FunKey stock OS, and this is Drummer's custom firmware. I'm just going to show you one more thing very quickly, guys, before we wrap it up. Wolfenstein 3D, because it is a cool game just to play on such a nice small device. Normally if you spin around here you can see screen tearing, but look, no screen tearing. You can normally see it here when you spin around like this. If you have other devices, and I always test it like this, and you can see how bad the screen tearing is, but it doesn't seem too bad on here. So that is Wolfenstein 3D, guys, as well. Should be able to exit out this way. I would love to see more ports on here, because I'm a big fan of ports, as you know. What else? So we come back to the stock stuff, like on the normal FunKey OS, which you have all these systems. So that is it, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I will be doing another video showing some more games, you know, like Game Boy, but Russ has pretty much covered and shown how you know, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance and so on runs on the device. One thing I did like on the device is when you charge it, it gives you a glow around here, which is pretty cool. So you know the device is charging. It lights up around here. I found that pretty cool, and that's a pretty cool thing. You have direct USB support on this device, so you can connect it to your PC and transfer your data files that way, guys, which is another cool thing. So that's going to wrap up my quick review. Well, I wouldn't say quick, but my review of the device. I'm really enjoying it over these devices. The FunKey. I mean, I don't like this D-pad at all, and these buttons, I find them too stiff for this device. I'm sure you agree. This one was a little better. It's comfortable to hold, this one, but again the buttons are a little small for me. This is just perfect. The buttons are nice, the D-pad's nice. You're going to have a much better experience playing on the retro game Nano, guys. Take it from me, I've got them all, as you can see. The device is just so premium. It feels nice, something that you want to carry with you, and you simply, let's power it down, shut it down just with one hand, put it in the case and take it anywhere with you, and it's protected in that case. It has a nice little tag there, Anbernic. I'll put the link in the video description where you can buy it, guys. I'll also put the link in our Discord for AliExpress and for the direct Anbernic link where you can buy the RGHandhelds Nano from, guys. It's going to come in 3 colors like I showed you in the ad earlier. They're releasing it roughly in about, let's say, 17 hours time from now, guys. So you can see here, I showed you this earlier. Just a reminder, that is the offer when it first releases. You got about 17 hours from now. There's the links. You'll find them in my Discord. Just go to announcements. I've added it to Anbernic's Discord as well in the announcements area. You can either go for the AliExpress link or the direct Anbernic link. There are referrals on this my own link, guys. This will, if you tap on that and do buy from there, it will help to get Nitro for the Discord and keep us boosting our Discord for Nitro. So I do appreciate if you hit that link directly from here, just so we can you know, boost our commission up for the Nitro boost on our Discord. So that, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Let me know what you think of the RG Nano. Are you going to get one? Which color? And anything else you want me to show on a video, like a game or something, compare it to something else, just give me a shout, guys. But just a quick one on the custom firmware. So the custom firmware drummers one is not available officially. I have just shown it you that it works. He specifically done it for me just to prove that it will work on the RG Nano, but it's dropping back down to 50 Hz, which you can see was perfectly fine anyway. So until I can get him a development device, maybe he can investigate and try and get the 60 Hz going on it as well. It won't officially be available. That's down to him personally. So that's going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. Hope you like the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you soon.